Well, you record on your end, and
I
go
don't
on
know
your
how.
Facebook page. Like, well, not record, but just go on your Facebook page,
Okay, what do
um,
I do?
and or you have your wife go on a Facebook page and make sure it's live.
Ah, okay.
Make
So I
sure she
go
can,
to
or
Facebook.
while you are doing it. You know what I mean?
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
I'm
So
gonna
we're live
check
right now.
Facebook. All right, are we live?
Yes.
All right.
We
Just so if anyone's
are
listening, you should know I know nothing about Zoom. So yeah, so
live.
yeah, the seasoned Chili Willy's the one guiding me through this. He's
No
seasoned, man.
doubt. No doubt. No, hey, I'm trying to be seasoned, man. I'm
Yeah,
trying.
man. Like dusty
I'm
roads,
trying.
you
So
seasoned,
hold on.
baby.
Let me go back to my. Let me go back here. Let me. Shit, man. I'm trying. I'm trying to understand this just like everyone else. Whenever I go here and I do this stuff, man, I'm like, oh, every weekend. Every weekend is something new, right? So
Yeah.
that's just how it. I'm trying to go back. I'm trying to go back to my regular screen here. I know I'm live, so there we go. Where are you? Where are you? You? I can't
I
see you.
am. You can't see me. Oh wait, wait. Let me
You
try
still
to fix
here?
this. I'm still here. Can you hear me? You can hear me.
I can hear you,
Okay.
but I can't see you. There we go. There
Okay.
we go.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Okay, we're
I'm
good
just
now.
trying to figure this out because I'm on my phone. I mean,
All right, that's cool.
wait.
That's good
No,
shit.
don't
Good
worry.
deal. Good deal. But anyway, so we're gonna go live now. I mean, well, we live now, so
All
I'm
right.
gonna do the introduction. So here we go. Welcome back,
All right.
everyone, to another episode of Chili Willie's podcast. Tonight we have in the house classical Brian Leo, the man, the
Yes.
plan. What is it? Do your intro, Brian. It's the 1, 2. You don't
All
do
right.
that
All
shit,
right.
man. Do
Wait.
that.
All right. All right. Wait. Here we go. Give me. Build it up. We got that build up. One moment. All right.
Build it up.
1, 2, 3. Will you please look at me? For those of you who don't know, you should know. I am classical Bryan Leo being interviewed by the one, the only, the seasoned Chili Willy, who looks very
Yo.
similar to Blackzilla. You guys,
Oh,
you
yeah, he
guys
does.
related,
Does
man? You guys related by
uh,
chance, man?
a little bit, a little bit. Yeah, he's my cousin on my mother's
What?
great monster. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's.
Dang.
So anyway.
Man, I tried to hook up with them one time. The guy never replied to my messages, man. Thought he was a douche. I just thought I'd
Oh,
let you
really?
know. I
Well,
just thought I'd let you know, man. I got some
he's
heat with
probably
him. Got some heat with him.
he's probably trying to help out Godzilla with the King Kong issue. You know what I mean? So
And all the
you
more
know how
reason
that
I
shit is.
hate him, man. I love King Kong, man.
I do too. I'm a King Kong fan, but Godzilla, he's the father, he's the godfather. So Blackzilla, he comes from that, and
Man,
it's a crazy story. But anyway, how you
not
doing?
cool.
What's going on? Long time no see.
Long time no see, but still looking good. I say that for the both of us, man.
Always.
We both looking good. Yeah. No, honestly, no, honestly, Chili. If I can be honest, I'm doing very well, man. I mean, despite everything that's happened with this pandemic and whatnot, man, I'm thankful to say for the first time in a long time, I know for a fact I'm doing very well. I mean,
That's good.
yeah, I've moved to a new home. I'm getting myself in better shape than before. I'm, working on a few things. I'm
Nice.
quite excited to see what's about to happen, and I'm
Nice.
learning how to use Zoom.
Yeah, there you go.
Learning how to use
Exactly.
Zoom. Yeah, I learn something new every day, right?
Yeah, I know. There's a lot of them out there. There's Restream. There's StreamYard. There's a lot of them out there, man. I just choose to use Zoom right now. But Restream and StreamYard, man, they're pretty good too. So anyway, yeah, man, I'm just trying to stay good and trying to stay healthy myself. You know what I mean? It's hard, but it is what it is in this shit. This pandemic is shit. You know what I mean? That's all I'm gonna say is shit and it's bullshit. It's all about control now. It's not even about the damn testing and COVID and all
You
that.
don't
It's
think
about
so?
my opinion. It's about control. You know what I mean? So
Mm.
don't get me wrong. People get it because I've had it. But
Wow.
for now, I think it's all about control, man. And it's just not. It's all over the world, man. It's
Yeah,
and people. talking against it, you know. And
Yeah,
you just,
being blown out of proportion, basically, right?
yeah, man, we're human beings. We're not supposed to be caged up in our homes all the time, and
No,
you
we
know,
are
it's just
not.
I don't know, just my opinion, you know what I
Oh my
mean? So,
god.
but anyways, that I
Mm.
don't I want to get off the politics shit. You know, that's another
All right.
story.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, so how's your family? How's your little boy? Happy birthday to him.
Oh, thanks, man. I mean, they're doing fine. You know, again, like I just said, we just moved. Well, not just, but a few months ago, like towards the end of 2020, we moved to a new home. You know,
Mhm.
in a nice exclusive village, swimming pool, tennis court,
Nice.
stuff. Yeah,
Oh,
man. Yeah. Stuff.
you can use the swimming pool now? You
No,
allowed to
that's
use
the
the
thing.
swimming pool? Oh, fuck, you just looked at it. What the hell?
We moved to this place. We got all these facilities. Can't use it, man. You know, it's like fuck.
Can't even use it. What? That's what.
But
That's crazy.
what
That's
matters
insane.
is at least we know I'm at peace. We're all at peace. Everyone's doing fine. We're better than happy. We are at peace. That's
Nice.
better
Good.
than happy, in my
How's mom
opinion.
doing? How's mom doing? I love her cooking, man. I miss that cooking.
Oh man,
She does.
Mama's fine. You know, I mean, we actually went our separate ways. You know, she's living on her own
Huh?
house. I've got my own place now. Yeah.
What?
Well,
Okay.
yeah, she's
No.
doing fine. She's close to her family now, her relatives,
Oh, that's
and you
good.
know, I'm raising my own, building my own family.
That's good.
Sooner or later, it's
Good.
gonna happen, right?
There you go. Exactly. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
sooner or later.
let's get into some wrestling, man.
Please.
Let's get into some wrestling. Before we get into your story and all that shit, who you got
Mm.
this weekend, man, for WrestleMania? What's your picks? What's your top picks?
Which matches? You gotta
Anyone?
give me,
Give
man.
me go, any match. Just go with it. You know,
Okay,
just
okay,
top
okay.
topics.
I'm gonna talk about the ones I care about, the matches I care about. Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley. Okay, that's
Okay.
Godzilla versus King Kong, man. You know, and
Mm,
that's the real Godzilla King Kong match. And you want to know what I love about this match, really? Those guys look like wrestlers, man.
that's
You know
true. That's
what I
true.
mean? They look like fucking wrestlers. They're big, they're
Right.
jacked up, they
Right.
can work. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And you know,
Right.
and they're so athletic. You know, I mean, it's like any promotion that has those two should be building it around those guys. That's my opinion.
That's true.
I
That's
mean,
true. I think.
no doubt.
I think me personally. I'm going to go with that match because that's what they're giving it. They're giving us that match. I would prefer that it would have been Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar, or Bobby Lashley, Braun Strowman. You know what I mean? Drew, I would have probably said, you know, I would have loved to see Drew and Roman Reigns go at it.
That would have been great. That would have been great. No, I mean, the way I see it, I mean, like every generation has those two guys that are rivals and that carry the company. I can see it
Right.
happening with Roman and Drew because
Mhm.
they're just perfect in every
Right.
way. You know what I mean? But I get you. I want to see Brock versus Lashley too. But if
Yes.
if I'm Brock Lesnar, I'm not coming back unless you give me a shitload of money, one Hawaiian island, you know, one of the Hawaiian islands, and and a crowd, a proper crowd. And knowing WWE, they're gonna give it to him. He's worth it. He's worth every dime. That's my opinion.
Well, I
He's
think
worth every
the
dime.
crowd is going to be there. I think the crowd's going to be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
but
just think I just think that these guys, them guys have been in business a long time. They've been in WWE for a while. I know Lashley was in there 2005 when I was down at OVW. Brock Lesnar was already there. That match should have happened years ago.
I agree.
Years ago.
I agree.
And that match could have been the crossover between pro wrestling and a MMA fight.
Yeah. And it would have made perfect sense. I guarantee you a bunch of MMA fans, would have tuned in just out of curiosity.
Exactly.
I don't know why it didn't happen. I don't know why it wasn't booked to happen, but we're not Vince McMahon.
Exactly. That's
who are
the
we
key
to argue? Yeah, we're not Vince McMahon.
or Dana White, you know what I mean? Or
no, we ain't Dana White. That's what. Well, I kind of look like Dana White. I mean, I can kind of pull it off, but yeah. No,
yeah.
But
No
just for the sake of making a pick, I'm picking my boy Drew McIntyre. I mean, the guy he's up there, man. You know what I mean? And he just ticks all the boxes. I mean, look, tick. Charisma, tick.
Mm-hmm.
Workability, tick. Microphone ability, tick. You know what I mean? He
Okay.
is
Right.
the
Right.
perfect wrestler. If I put him on a poster,
Yes.
I don't even have to watch him. I know for a fact he's a pro
True.
wrestler. You know what I mean? Nothing against Lashley,
Right.
but I just feel like
Right.
if there's gonna be any torchbearer, it's gonna be Drew.
I think so. That's a sound fact and everything. He's younger.
Yes.
Lashley is a little bit older.
Yeah.
They just broke up the Hurt business, so I don't know where that's. I don't
I'm
know.
not happy about it.
Yeah. So it makes perfect sense. But there could be a swerve coming that tomorrow night or something. It could be a swerve, man. Who knows?
I mean, I'm all for Lashley winning if the Hurt business is involved. If Hurt business is involved in some way, I'm all for Lashley winning. If Brock Lesnar gets involved in some way and costs Drew the match, I'm all for Lashley winning.
Yeah.
But
what about the triple threat match?
You see, I've been thinking about that for the past few days, and they did a good job. You know why? Because it's one of those matches where any one of them could win, and it would make perfect sense.
Mm-hmm.
Either one of those guys could win; it would make perfect sense. But I'm gonna go with Roman. I'm going with Roman. Aside from him being Roman, I'm at a point where I think Daniel Bryan just wants to give. He's really at a point where he just wants to give and give and give. And I can see a nice feud between him and Edge happening after Mania. A nice one-on-one feud, something we never got before. You know what I mean? And I'm still thinking, I'm banking on Cesaro taking the title from Roman, man. You know what I mean? Edge doesn't need it. Bryan doesn't need it. Yeah, man. Oh, you don't agree?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Right. Well, they do need to give Cesaro something. I don't know that championship. If it was me, I was booking this. I think Cesaro had his time a couple years ago.
Yeah.
But I would have put Cesaro against Matt Riddle. I would have let Cesaro take that belt. You know what I mean?
That would have been great.
For me. Roman Reigns could keep the Universal title, but for me, the Matt Riddle, who's he working? Braun Strowman, I think?
No, he's working Sheamus.
Sheamus. See, Sheamus had his time, and Sheamus is still relevant. But if you want to give Cesaro something, I would have started him off with that championship there. Just me,
No, I get you. Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. I'm looking forward to the women's championship, the one with Sasha and Bianca.
Oh, it's gonna be crazy. For sure. I'm betting on that too. I'm hoping for that too, man. Yeah.
I'm hoping that too.
She's like,
she is.
Yeah, man. She's like the female Mr. Perfect. Just this incredible athlete, man. Incredible athlete. Yeah, and she's so muscular. She looks better than most of the guys. You know what I mean? It's incredible.
Yeah. And then when you go on the Raw side, who is that? Ripley and
Asuka.
Asuka. Yeah, no, that's going to be a good one too.
Oh, for sure. No doubt. I'm betting on Rhea. I'm pulling for Rhea.
Really?
I'm pulling for Rhea, man. I think Asuka's had her time.
Really?
And think of it this way. Rhea is a new, fresh face. She's over. She ticks all the boxes. She's good looking. She can cut an English promo very well. An English promo very well. You know what I mean? And
but I don't know. I think Asuka's gonna keep it. I think she's. I don't think Ripley's been there long enough yet. She just come up from NXT. I don't think. I don't know. I think they might let her. They might let Asuka drop it somewhere like on a regular show like a Raw, but maybe the next month or so, and then make Ripley and let Ripley and Charlotte go at it again. You know what I mean? Like
that would be awesome. No, honestly, if she does retain, that's okay. But I hope she drops it at the time when it matters and not on Raw. You know what I mean? In my opinion, and nowadays, back in those days, it was a big deal to lose a title on Raw.
Right.
Nowadays, in my opinion, it feels kind of, it's like a throwaway loss. You know what I mean?
True.
Nowadays.
Yeah.
Unlike back then, where it was actually a big deal.
Right, right. So what else? What else is on the card? I don't know what else on the card. I don't. There's 2 nights of it, so
Yeah.
for me, I don't.
There's that Fiend
I
match, that match with Orton.
mm, mm, I don't know about that one.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's good. It's gonna be
I
good.
love,
But I thought they had that shit done. The last pay per view or whenever he burned up the Fiend.
yeah,
I
yeah.
thought
I
it kind
mean,
of lost
kind
its
of
steam.
dragging on a little too much, right? Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right, right,
Dragged on a
right.
little too much. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
they need to give a younger talent a match with Orton to
mm,
boost that younger talent. You
yeah,
know, I don't know who, but someone could have came in and started a feud with him, so
mm,
that they can build that character, whatever young talent they're
mm,
trying to push. You
mm.
know, they're trying to make him like a Kane or Undertaker
Yeah.
type. But I don't
I
like
mean, I think the thing is he lost a lot of steam because of all these start and stop pushes and the constant changing of gimmicks, in my opinion.
that.
I mean, he's so talented, so he's getting over. He always finds a way to get over because he's so talented. But in
Right.
my opinion, they're not doing him any favors. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And a lot of the stuff that they're doing with him, to me, old
hmm
school wrestling fan, is kind of silly.
Right. And Alexa Bliss, I mean, she's a good addition. I lost your face there.
Oh, sorry,
Uh,
sorry.
but
Um,
yeah. But
hold on.
anyway, I can still hear you. I just there you go.
All right, my
Anyway,
bad, my bad.
Alexa Bliss is a good addition. I think
Mm.
that her time with that storyline kind of went stale to me. They should put her up against another female. Something.
Mm.
Bring somebody else in. I don't know who,
Mm.
but because she's a great talent too.
Mm.
But I don't know who they will put against her.
Mm.
I don't even
No,
know
I
why they
mean,
put her in. I don't even know why they even put her in that storyline. But whatever.
no, I mean, I think they just want to add a certain dynamic to the Wyatt character because, again,
Mm,
they kind of messed him up for a while, so they had to make him interesting again. So they threw Bliss in, and she does
yeah,
a great job. Does
yeah,
a very
yeah. She
good
does.
job. You know,
Yeah,
it's just you watch it, you're just like, maybe you could have been doing something better. I don't know. That's
right,
my
right.
opinion, right?
See, for me, they could have threw someone like Aleister Black in there against Orton.
That would have been great. That would have been
You
great.
know what I mean?
That would have been
What are they?
great.
What are they doing with him? They're not doing anything. Throw him in
Yeah.
there. Same thing with Keith Lee. Keith Lee could have been in
Oh, but
any one of those.
he's
You
kind
know?
of ill. From I
Yeah,
heard he's ill though.
sick. Yeah. I think he's sick. But
Yeah.
definitely Aleister Black. If he was okay,
Mm,
they could have definitely put him in there with something.
mm,
Gave him something.
yeah. Or
But
Cedric
we'll see.
Alexander. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man. Damn
You
good
want to
wrestler.
get some young, fresh faces in there.
Yeah.
Not taking anything away from Shelton, but Shelton's been
Yeah,
there for
yeah,
how many years?
yeah. He doesn't need
But
it.
yeah, no, he doesn't need it.
Yeah.
Cedric, yes, that would have
Mm,
been awesome.
yeah.
So
Since
we'll
you're
see.
drinking
We'll see.
water, I'll drink some too.
Hell yeah, I should be drinking my Impidor, but it's way over there somewhere.
I got gin somewhere over there too, man. We could make this a drinking session if you want, but we'll just be
Hell
rambling
yeah,
on
I know. Right?
about anything except wrestling.
I know. But yeah, I'm gonna. I haven't joined. I haven't even changed my thing to Peacock. I think that's where it's gonna be on.
Yeah, I'm not happy
Um,
about that. They're
yeah.
censoring it. They've totally censored the network. Like all the
Mm.
stuff that we loved watching, like the Attitude Era, is practically gone. Anything involving Chris Benoit, from what I hear, is gone. And
Oh, really? Wow, that's
yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna glorify what he did or whatnot. You know what I mean? But it's,
right.
I mean, it's wrestling history. It's not
Yeah.
being promoted. Why take it away? I mean, if somebody wants to watch it, they should be able to watch it, in my opinion.
Right.
It's not. I
Exactly.
mean, you don't have to promote him. But it's history. It happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can't
Got some
censor
people.
everything.
Got some people watching. Got Nick. What's up, Nicholas?
Oh shit,
Nicholas.
Nick.
Nick is on. I got my friend, my homeboy Travis Newsom. He's from North Carolina. Got
Oh
Chad.
shit,
Old man Chad. Chad is watching.
Chad is watching.
Katrina.
What's up, man?
Yeah. I thought he's supposed to be at work, right? He'll be on tomorrow. Him and Dave. And
All
then
right, all right.
got Katrina. I had her on. I had her on last night. I mean, last weekend. So
Last
that was pretty
weekend. No,
good.
she's great. She's great.
Yeah, got them taters.
I
But
love
yeah,
beating her up.
He's probably like, yeah, okay, we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait and get you on that one. So anyway, classical Bryan Leo. Let's get into it.
Yes, sir. Yes.
How did you get in?
All
How
right.
did you get into pro? How did you get into pro wrestling?
Okay. Many moons ago, all right, there was this Facebook group that I think Frankie13 created. I think at that time it was called Filipino Wrestling Revolution or whatever, FWR.
Okay.
And I joined the group. You know, a friend of mine at the time, MJ, recommended I join the group because it might be something.
Mhm.
And for a few months, it was nothing. It was just all talking and all fantasy booking and whatnot. And then one day, somebody named Borman said, "You know what, guys? Let's all meet up and let's try to make this thing a reality." There was like 150 members, I think.
Wow.
And he asked us to all meet up at Trinoma. And I said,
Mhm.
all right, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna join. Here's the thing though. I did not have anyone's contact information. I did not know anyone beyond my one friend who invited me in. And I showed up an hour late.
Mm.
And I had no idea where in Trinoma they were meeting.
Okay.
So I said, fuck it. I'm gonna go just to see. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
Right.
And you know what? An hour or so in, I just so happened to find them.
Really?
I found them, yeah. Out of 130 people, there were maybe 10. 10. Yeah, is it 10 or 13? So for better or worse, it was meant to be.
Right.
And the people in that meeting, some of them were very important to the scene. Like aside from myself, there was let's see, Rex Lowen was there.
Okay.
Rex Lowen was there. Yeah, big man Rex. You know, the hardest chops in the country. Trust me. All right. Veronica Shannon was there too. That's where our friendship started, actually.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm legit trying to recall, if there was anyone from the scene today that was there. I'm trying to recall. Referee Matt Rojas, he was there. Okay. Referee Matt Rojas was there. And gosh, yeah, I'm really trying to think. And yeah, and that's it. That's really it. In terms of the people who are still in the industry today, those were the main people who were there. I got
Frankie
to
13
meet,
was he there? Was he there? Frankie?
No.
He was the one that started it, right? No.
Yeah, he started it, but Frankie for some reason couldn't go. I don't know if he had commitments because he was young. He was still in high school at the time. Yeah, he was still in high school.
Right.
William Elvin was supposed to go, but something came up. And then on the second meeting after that, I got to meet Bombay Suarez. Okay. And then after that, that's when I met William. So yeah, basically, a lot of the cornerstones of PH Wrestling were spawned from that meeting of 10 or 15 people. For better, yeah. For better or worse, I found them. You know what I mean? And it's been a pretty wild ride ever since. Wild ride.
I mean, I know you personally.
Yeah.
And I know your attitude and your persona and everything. So when you first got there, did you like just take over? Like how did you become the top one of the top dogs in this whole industry of Philippine wrestling?
Here's the thing. I think it was a matter of just having a big personality, to be honest with you.
Right.
I mean, you know me, I'm quite loud.
Exactly.
Even if I'm a little shy, sometimes I'm quite loud. Okay, so we went in there and they wanted they wanted to talk about what we could potentially do, but they didn't really know what to do. So I threw in a bunch of ideas, and eventually I took over the meeting, because I just kept talking and talking and talking. And then, as time went on, they started to look at me as somebody that they could, see leading the thing. Right. At the time, by the way, I was 22. Well, no, I was 21. I think I was 21 years old at the time.
What year is this? What year are we talking? 2000.
late 2014, mid 2014, I think, or
Gotcha.
at most 2015, very early 2015.
Okay.
This was just before WrestleMania 30.
Okay.
So yeah, yeah,
Okay. So that's how this all came about. You know, because for me,
yeah.
I didn't know the whole story. I don't know the whole story.
Mm,
I would hear different bits and pieces of Max. You know,
mm.
one
Oh,
exiting
I have
down.
to
Go
say
ahead. Go
this.
ahead.
I have to
Go
say
ahead.
this. Kanto Terror was there too. Kanto
Okay.
Terror was there too. Just so you know, the
Okay.
great Kanto Terror. He's really great.
Okay. Okay. So
Yeah.
yeah. So like I said, I didn't know how this actually started. I actually thought that it was you, JDL,
Mhm.
Red, Ralph, you know, guys like that, you know, Robin
Mm,
Sane, Lucha,
mm,
and all them guys started. I didn't know
mm.
it was just that little piece of,
Yeah.
you know, guys started it. And then after that, how did it get to the, you know, the big PWR
Mm. All right.
situation?
The way it worked was we were how do I say this? We were discussing how to make this a big deal, how to make this a thing, first of all. So I don't know who set this up, but we somehow got connected to a Japanese promotion that was coming to the Philippines for a show. I think it was called Reina. Yeah,
Okay.
Tajiri was involved. There was like a bunch of Japanese women wrestlers. It was Joshi Jam. The show was called Joshi Jam, and we
Okay.
wound up meeting with the people who were organizing it in the Philippines. Okay, they were Filipinos. Okay, and basically the plan was we would co-op with them in some way and help them set the show up because the organizers here had zero knowledge about pro wrestling.
Okay.
So yeah, it got to the point where a bunch of fans who were in over their heads were the ones. Yeah, it's true. A bunch
Right.
of fans were in over their heads, who were the ones assisting to put up the show here. And
Right.
I think Borman, Nelson Aman Jr. That was his name as a wrestler. Posted something on Facebook saying that we were recruiting pro wrestlers, and we were gonna have a meeting after the show. What they call the people who joined that meeting on that day, on that night, right after the show, were
Mm-hmm.
Jake De Leon, um, Ken Warren,
Okay.
um, maybe Chris Panzer. I don't recall. Okay, but yeah, that was where we met Jake De Leon. We
Okay.
met Ken Warren. Bombay was definitely there. You know, that was how we basically all started out. And then at the
Okay.
WrestleMania viewing party, because we hosted a WrestleMania 30 viewing party,
Mm-hmm.
we got to meet. Let's see, that's where we got to meet Robin Sane, Mr. Lucha, and Ninja Ryujin.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
okay. So that's how you all
yeah,
got them. Okay.
yeah.
And so how long was it before you guys started actually training?
How long was it? In about 2 months, Bombay
After that?
Suarez. Yeah, yeah. Bombay Suarez. This is just before we met. Just before we met Robin Sane. Okay. Bombay Suarez that was the most experienced wrestler amongst all of us. He was a
Really?
backyard. Yeah, he was a backyard wrestler.
Ah, okay. That works.
Yeah, okay, nothing wrong with
Yeah, it
that.
works.
Okay, nothing wrong
Yeah.
with that. So he
Right.
started hosting what he called trainings at the AFP gym, the Army gym. And I tell you, Chili, man, bumping on tiles was a lot easier than bumping in that ring. I mean, there was
Wow.
no give. I'm not even exaggerating, okay? I've done it.
Shit.
Okay. There was no give. There was no spring. There was like concrete right underneath the wood that was there. Okay.
Right.
And
Right.
every single time you took a bump, it was like a near death experience. You know what I mean? It's like
Worse than MCS? Was it worse than MCS?
oh yeah, far worse, coach. I mean, MCS,
Wow.
you could
Wow.
bump, you could fake your way into moves here. No, man. Not
Yeah.
only were the ropes flimsy, okay, every time you took a bump, you started thinking, I don't think I want to do this anymore. You know what I mean? I mean,
Shit.
I'm not even exaggerating, man. That's why I tell you, man, some of the toughest wrestlers of all time went into that gym and they developed such really thick backs. You know what I mean? And they became crazy because after they started bumping there, they could bump anywhere. So they started bumping for any reason. Started bumping for any damn reason, you know.
Wow, that's
It's right or wrong. But I mean, it was at the time it was pretty fucked up, you know. But when you look back, you know, it's like, man, those were some fun times, you know.
Oh yeah, definitely,
some fun times.
And then after that, how long was it before you guys had your first show? And where was the first show at?
After that, it was in around 2015, the middle of 2015. We discovered Fit Plus. Actually, it wasn't us. It was Mayhem Brannigan. He discovered Fit Plus for us. And then he offered us, you know, he gave us the offer to go and train there because the ring was a lot easier to bump on. You've been there. You know how it is. You've been there, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And then we got training from a guy named Josh Bowserman. I don't know if I should say his name, but, you know, it's the truth. Okay, it's not disparaging. It's the truth. He trained under a few wrestling schools, but he never really got to finish his training. So, you know, he just basically taught us what he knew, you know, how to bump properly, how to plan out a proper, you know, how to structure a match properly. Okay. But, you know, I mean, he taught us the best he could with his limited knowledge.
Ability. Right.
Yeah. And then, you know, we had a little minor show on what you call in the gym itself. There was like maybe 14 people. Yeah, 14 people who came to watch because we didn't want to make it a big deal because it was just a practice show under the advice of our trainer at the time because he felt,
of course,
and he was right. We were not ready to show the world how we were. So just to practice.
Right.
On that show was myself, Robin Sane, Ninja Ryujin, maybe, Main Max, JDL, Ken Warren, Bombay Suarez. Let's see. Mike, Veronica Shannon was there. William Elvin, and Tarek. Good old Tarek.
Really?
Tarek was there. Yeah,
Brother
man.
T was
Tarek was there, man. The Bruiser Brody lookalike, man. He was there, man.
Yeah, the Bruiser Brody, the Bruiser Brody of the Philippines.
Damn right, man. Tarek, I hope you know who Bruiser Brody is. He's awesome.
I didn't know Tariq was wrestling. I didn't know he was training and all that stuff. I just thought he just came in as a boss, you know, the big man, you know. I didn't know he was actually wrestling. That's good shit.
He was training a little bit, and he really wanted to help out. So, you know, he helped put the show up. You know, he helped out with the camera work and whatnot. You know, I mean, it was fun. We had a really fun time making asses of ourselves, but it was fun. You know, and
no. You know, that's what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Referee Matt Rojas was there too, by the way. I forgot to mention. But among all the people that I recall who are in PH Wrestling right now, those are the guys involved. Plus, Cantoter. Cantoter was there too. I keep forgetting it, but he was there too. And you know what, man? He was the most over person that night, man. Telling you, man.
Wow.
Man, because all he did was pretend to get drunk. And then he somehow found a way to win a match or two, man. He was awesome.
I would tell everyone that I interview, like PWR or MWF. You know, when I first came here, the show that I went to was the MCS show, the big one you guys had, you know. And I always said, man, and I'm gonna say it's the day I died, man. That was probably one of the best indie shows outside of like ECW, but as far as crowd and production wise, I've never seen nothing like it at an indie show, you know. But the wrestling, of course, was, you know,
it was shit.
Help.
Yeah, it was shit.
You needed help. You know what I mean?
You can say it. It was shit.
It wasn't shit. It was good. You just needed help. You needed polishing. You know what I mean? To go because to go out there in front of the crowd and to give them entertainment, man, you can't say it's shit. You know what I mean? It's something that, you know, you just didn't know, certain things you didn't know. But you, like you said, you use what you had, what your ability you had at the time, And
Absolutely.
it worked. It worked. You know, people knew who the face was and the heel was. That's all that
Yeah.
matters. You know,
Mm,
if they know who the good guy is and bad guy is,
mm,
you told the story already.
yeah.
You know, the other technicality shit. You know, like the basics and the punches and all that. That's
Mm,
stuff that you know you get better at. But
mm,
if you go out there and you put on a show where your character gets over,
mm.
phenomenal. Like you
Yeah.
came out, man. You, Ken Warren. We people knew. Oh my God, these guys are like they really, And so it's you guys did a fantastic job when it comes to that, you know.
Oh, man.
But you were champion for a while in PWR,
Yeah,
right? Correct.
I was.
How
I
long were you
just
champion there?
I don't recall, but I feel the need to clarify this because a lot of people have, there have been rumors being spread, and I just want to say this, okay? I never booked myself to be champion, just so
Okay.
everybody knows. Okay,
Okay.
take it for what
So,
it's worth. I never
but who
booked
was the
myself.
booker? Who was the booker at that time?
At the time, the main bookers were referee Matt Rojas, Mark Di Manalo. Yeah, those two. Those were the two main
Mhm.
bookers. But I was the one that would. I was kind of like the Vince McMahon in the sense where I would say, okay, we can do that, we can do
Okay.
that. That doesn't work. Maybe try something else. That's the truth.
Uh,
Yeah.
so was your input? Did you like kind of like have a tilt towards you as being the champion at that
No.
time? No, nothing.
Um.
So who
In my
decided that you became champion?
Let me just explain this. Originally, the first champion was supposed to be Bombay Suarez.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it was supposed to be Bombay Suarez. That was the guy we all wanted to be champion because we felt he trained us. He helped. He was the one who really gave us knowledge first. He
Right.
earned it,
Right.
and we
Mm-hmm.
felt at the time he was the best among us.
Yes.
However, Bombay, if I recall correctly, I felt that he couldn't commit to it as much as he wanted to, so he
Mm-hmm.
wanted to give it to JDL.
Mm.
However, and I agreed, we all agreed, JDL was great.
Right.
But here's the thing, there was a little, you know how it is sometimes, when there's a bit of heat, there is a bit of heat. This is the truth.
Okay.
Again, take it for
Yeah.
what it's worth. There was
Mhm.
some heat. Certain people were not happy with JDL walking out as champion that night.
Okay.
So for the sake of appeasing certain people, they gave it to a guy who was at the time, ironically, quite respected.
Okay.
So we decided, give it to Mimuna. Then as time comes up, when the time comes, I'll drop it to JDL or
Okay.
whoever is ready to do it.
Right.
But yeah, just to clarify that part, no, I never booked myself to be champion. It was done out of necessity. That's the
Right.
truth.
Right. Okay. So now can you say from there is that where all the heat started coming from in your career with PWR guys with the wrestling scene in the Philippines? Because let's be honest.
Yeah,
You, classical Bryan Leo, you have a big
yeah.
personality. You have a huge personality, right?
Mm.
When it comes to the wrestling world. And so people probably look at you in a certain way. You have good fans over here, but you also have your heat
Yeah.
fans over
Still
here.
do.
So do you think so do you think that that was the start of, you having heat with certain people?
To be perfectly honest with you,
Mm-hmm.
me being champion at that time, I don't think really put any heat on me
Okay.
because if I were to recall correctly, everybody understood for whatever reason it was what we all felt was the right move. JD
Right.
wasn't happy that he got to hold it for a total of 10 minutes. I don't blame him.
10
Okay, it's
minutes. Okay.
understandable. Yeah, because what happened was he won the title. Then I found a way to kind of money in the bank it and win it right after he won it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You know.
I didn't know. This is the first time I heard that. I didn't know that.
Okay, fine. Well, what happened was I won a number one. I won a number one contendership match earlier on, and the stipulation was I could have a title match anytime I wanted. So I said, "Fuck it, Mr. C. I want my title match now." Now.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah, but to me that didn't make him look bad though because he just went through a big match with Bombay. I cheated to win the match anyways.
Right,
So
right.
eventually, the way it looked from my point of view at the time and up to now, this was this dickhead heel who cheated his way into winning the title from this, gallant face. So now
Baby
people
face,
want to
yeah.
see him take it from me. You know what I mean? That was the
Nice.
whole idea. And when he finally did, the reaction he got was stupendous, and it worked.
Nice,
To me,
nice.
I mean, I know a lot of people nowadays, because I have a reputation, you know what I mean? They want to just try to say, oh, he was Booker. Oh, he booked himself to be champion. He forced it on himself. But but the truth is, at the time, nobody really complained.
Okay.
There's some people who might have questioned it, but regarding that matter, nobody complained.
So you were like the Dusty Rhodes of PW of the Philippine wrestling.
Dusty, in what sense? I don't know, man. People like Dusty, man. People like Dusty,
people like Dusty, but there were a lot of wrestlers that didn't like his tactics when it came to booking and what he become champion and all that good shit. So
let me just say this, because I love Dusty Rhodes as a booker. Like, he's my top three favorite.
I love Dusty Rhodes. Period. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
yeah.
I'm just comparing the two. You know.
Yeah. That's a good comparison. I love that comparison. But the thing is, in my point of view, when he booked it, he thought it was best for business.
Right.
That's the truth. Okay, that's the truth. And I again stand by the fact I did not book myself to be champion, but when it did happen, I thought it was the right thing to do. I genuinely feel it was the right move. For better or worse, I stand by it. I thought it was the right move.
So moving forward from that point on, you were champion. Did you drop that strap at any time to who?
Yes.
Who did you drop it to?
I really, really wanted to drop the title. Okay, because we were trying to get somebody else over, you know what I mean? Because at the time, the guys were really overworked. Not to toot my own horn, myself, JDL, of course, Ken Warren, Chris Panzer, and I recall Bombay Suarez was really over too. Okay, we were trying to get over some of the newer guys. So a guy that was really piquing a lot of interest was Ralph Imabayashi.
Right.
Because he was young and he was exciting and whatnot. So we decided it was on December. This was probably our second year. Yeah, it was a December. I remember it was December because we couldn't have too many people come because it was raining too hard. Okay. Right. It was me versus Ralph. And I told Ralph on that day, we're giving you the title. Okay. On that day, we kept it so quiet. Nobody knew until that day. And then when he did beat me, it was so unexpected. The reaction he got, it's on YouTube. You can check it out. Was great. It was really great. It was unexpected. And nice. We were really happy. I was really happy to give it to him. I was not, I didn't mind if I never got it back eventually, But the thing is, eventually we kind of found out he wasn't ready for it. Either he couldn't take up the responsibility, or for whatever reason, fans, I'm being honest, were not as receptive to him as we thought they would have been.
Right.
So, out of necessity, again, I had to take it back.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, I had to take it back.
Okay, we got a couple people watching since then. Got Big Ken, the Asian Nightmare. Got Tristan Paul. Tristan is watching. Got my friend Ann. Yeah, Tristan. Yeah, Ann is watching. Okay. We got Veronica. Veronica Mike is watching.
Oh, wow. All right.
I'm going to have her on next weekend, hopefully, if everything goes well.
Awesome.
Next Saturday, we're going to have her on. Yeah. But so anyway, yeah, that's thank you guys for watching also. So now you drop the strap, you get it back. What I'm gonna go a little deep here. What happened? What happened when you guys went to some province or whatever? Tell the story.
Batanes. Okay. Batanes. Now I just need to let you know I can't go into great detail about it for legal purposes. Yes. I can't go into great detail. Okay. But basically, okay. A show was organized. Again, we were invited to go there. Okay. And the deal was we were supposed to have a show, and then we get paid a guaranteed sum. This is what happened. We went there, we traveled there with the ring and everything. We had the show, and then something happened. Some fucked up thing happened. It rained really hard.
Right.
Rained really hard, like it was typhooned. And because you have to realize this was a province, okay? So the runway of the plane and whatnot, it was right next to what you call, some mud and some jungle
Dirt road.
area.
Okay.
Yeah, some dirt road. So the fucking runway was not fit for a plane to take off from. So
Wow.
we were stuck there. We couldn't leave.
Wow.
That's one of the reasons, because the plane couldn't take off.
Of course.
But just so everybody knows, we were at least in one of the finer places in the area. We were in a very nice resort, and they took care of us. That's the truth.
So how long did you stay there? How long were you guys, month or a couple of days?
No, what? No.
Okay.
No. We were there for a few days, but again, we were never homeless. We were never shelterless. We were always there. Then we were always in the resort. You had shelter. Everything was fine. It was, and we were well fed 3 times a day. You know what I mean? With good meals,
nice.
proper meals.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
and
good.
But then some shit happened.
Yeah, you don't have to go into it all that. You don't have to go. I was just trying to figure out what, in case people didn't know. I didn't know the whole story. I just heard something.
Yeah.
But you were you were champion then, right? When that happened.
No. I dropped the title to JDL before that.
Okay.
So I did what the whole plan. I dropped it to JDL in a triple threat match with Ralph Imabayashi.
Okay. So it's safe to say after that incident, for some other reason that you can't get into.
Yeah.
Was that the time that they voted you out, or you were suspended from PWR?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Right after that, for reasons that for a bunch of reasons, I have not yet given my side of the matter. I have my side. I really want to say my side because it's been so long, but I'm just gonna say this, okay? I'm just gonna say it straight up. I did not steal any money. I'm saying this
always money. Money is always involved, huh?
Money is always involved, but I'm gonna say it straight up. No, I did not steal anything. I have my own side of the story. It's a damn shame that nobody wanted to hear it for the past few years. Okay, but I have my side of the story. I'm waiting for someone to please give me a fair chance to air it. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean?
You can always air it on Chili Willy podcast.
Maybe next time. Maybe someday. I'm just gonna state this. Yes, okay, I've got my own side of things. Maybe someday.
No doubt. Okay. Always. Yes.
Just want to say a few things. If any of these allegations were true, where's the evidence? Why am I not in jail? Why can't my accusers look me in the face in public? That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Okay. Think about really carefully. I have my own side, guys. I've got my own side of the story. Right. But no doubt what happened in Batanes was fucked up. No doubt about that. Not necessarily their fault. Not necessarily their fault, okay, but it was fucked up.
Right. And so you were suspended from there. Yeah. Did you see that did you see the writing on the wall that, okay, well, I'm suspended. I don't think they want me back here at PWR. So I'm just going to leave PWR and start my own.
No.
Is that when you decided? No. Okay.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to keep, but I'm just quite kind of emotional about it. I did not think that would be my end of PWR. I thought, once everything was settled and whatnot, I would, just happily come back in whatever capacity I could, But that's not what happened, I found out that a bunch of people really did not want me back. A bunch of people did not want to hear my side out of the story. And eventually, through multiple disputes, I, decided, this isn't going to work out. This isn't going to work out. Okay. There's no way that they want me back. And I decided after that, I didn't know what I was going to do. I was depressed. And I was really depressed. I was very depressed for a few years. A year. I just stayed quiet for a long time. you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then I found out like a bunch of rumors were being spread about me that I didn't take kindly to, and by people that I felt should have
Yeah.
had my back, or at least should have been willing to hear me out.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And I felt very
Okay.
betrayed. And I thought, you know
Mm,
what, man, I don't know, I didn't want to give up pro wrestling.
right.
I really didn't. But I was thinking to myself, fuck, man, I've got a wife, I've got a kid, I'm really depressed. I
Right.
don't know what to do with myself, and and there are people who are really shitting on me, like really hardcore, throwing these really horrendous accusations against me. You know
Right.
what I mean? And what saddened me was, and they're gonna say I'm making myself out to be the victim. You know what? Fuck you. Whatever. I don't care. I don't give a shit. Fuck you. Okay, but the truth is, what saddened me was people took their word for it without ever wondering what's his side of the story.
Right. Right.
That's the thing. And that's the reason why you and I to this day have a good relationship, is because you heard my side out. You know what
Right.
I mean? I'm
Right.
not saying you took my side. Don't get me
Right.
wrong. I'm not, just so everybody knows, I'm not saying Chili took my side, but
Mm-hmm.
he at least heard my side out. You know
Right.
what I mean? That's what mattered to me.
Yes, I mean that's on both sides. I've heard some other people's side too, and then we speak of that. First of all, I gotta give a shout out to my aunt Ann Coley from Fremont, North Carolina. What's up, Ann? Thanks for watching.
Hello.
But hope y'all doing safe. But anyway, at that time, did you feel, because I asked everyone that comes on this show, man, especially here in the Philippine wrestling scene, about bullying. Did you feel that you were being bullied? Did you feel it was just some, you know, I don't know, you guys just didn't have a good understanding, you
I
know?
mean, you don't have to think of it this way, man. Social media in general is a very toxic place. It's a really toxic place where a
Right.
bunch of people know thinking that they're never gonna be punched in the face can just type out whatever they
Yeah,
want.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Everybody,
yeah.
everybody wants to be New Jack online. Everybody thinks they're New Jack when they're online. You know what I mean?
Right,
You
right.
know what I mean? Everybody thinks they're gangster when they're online. But
Yeah.
the truth is, I don't know if I can say it was bullying. Maybe some people might say it was, but in my point of view, I felt it was very immature. I
Okay.
felt it was very unprofessional, you know. And I was doing what I was asked to do during my suspension. I was given a certain amount of time to accomplish certain things, and I was
Right.
accomplishing those things. Yet, while I was doing it, they were going out and publicly trying to basically bury my, not even just me, the character CBL, but I mean, trying to bury my life, my family. And that's
Yeah.
that's one of the dangers then with social media. You know what I mean? It's just a lot of people can just say a bunch of things, whether it's true or not even thinking about, this guy has a family, he's got a
Yeah.
kid to feed. You know what I mean?
Oh
He's
yeah,
got,
hell yeah.
he's got a life outside of
Yeah.
professional wrestling. And damn, I'm getting kind of emotional about it. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, that's okay. But
it's
let me ask you this now. Now that I'm quite sure you've heard of the another mass exiting of some of the top guys in PWR.
wow, yeah.
And so, do
Oh
you think
man.
that? Let me ask you this: do you think that was like karma to that organization for the way they treated you, or did you just think that it's just some unfortunate shit that happened? What is your take on that?
No, I mean, let me again. I'm being as honest about this as I can, without without disparaging too much info. But regarding that matter, when I found out about it, I wasn't surprised. That's the truth. I
Mm,
was not surprised because there had been a lot of issues within that locker room for a very long time. Was there bullying? Yes, absolutely. There was bullying. Okay, you can it depending on the point of view of the person. Every single one of them will claim we were bullied by that guy. We were bullied by that guy, but it was a very toxic environment. It was very a lot of guys that just what you call really didn't get along, a big clash of personalities. And eventually, when they didn't have that one lone bad guy that they could all team up against, Eventually, they start realizing they didn't get along together, and so it just happens. It's business. It happens everywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not saying it's right, okay, but unfortunately it's commonplace. You know what I mean? It's commonplace, especially when there's money involved and there's large egos involved. And but yeah, to answer your question, when it happened, I don't know if it was karma, but when it did happen, I wasn't surprised.
Okay.
I was surprised that the originals left. Don't get me wrong. I was surprised that the originals of PWR up and left, because I was like, what the fuck, guys? That was our company. You left.
Right.
You left a brand we created, But but I'm not surprised there is an exodus. I'm probably going to get heat for saying that, but fuck it. I don't care. I have heat everywhere. Love you guys.
That's good. That's good.
Fuck it. That's
look, it's good to have heat, man. It's good to have heat. I got a couple people watching also. I got Ida from she is over in Saudi Arabia. So UAE actually. UAE. I got my old boy Gregory Spate from North Carolina. I got Stu. Stu John is from England and somewhere over there, the Europe, UK. And
I was raised in London.
Yeah, he actually interviewed me last weekend, so I want to say big shout out to Big Stu. But wow, that's crazy, man. Yeah, I was really shocked when I heard that a lot of guys had left, and I didn't know. You don't know the whole reason, the whole story. No. And I had read on, I think 2 weeks ago. I talked to him and everything, and so he's making do with what he got. Still, whenever the pandemic is over, they're gonna start back up. So, but I was just really curious, and I was just like thinking to myself, why is there so many breakups in this one company here in the Philippines?
Can I just say something? I just want to say this because several people have asked me what the issue is with PH Wrestling. You want to know what the real issue is with PH Wrestling? Like the real number one issue, Coach.
Yes.
We are not growing, we're splintering. Every single promotion that's come up in this country has been a spawn of what PWR was. Think about me. PWR, MWF, AOWW, whatever, all those other promotions, whatever, all of them were somehow connected to PWR.
Right.
We keep splintering and we keep going after the same audience. Nothing against those people. That audience is great, but you gotta start thinking about, a way to tap into people who are not watching, tap into people who do not know we even exist. I guarantee you, most of the country do not know that PH Wrestling is a thing.
Right.
And,
that's true.
The problem is, everyone's so, a lot of people don't know what they're doing. It's not an insult to anyone, but it's the truth. We're a very young industry here. We're very young.
Yes.
All very inexperienced. A lot of us have very strong egos and personalities. And, and sometimes you kind of lose track of what really matters. And that's growing the scene. I guarantee you're not going to grow if you keep splintering and we keep dividing ourselves just to go after the same audience that's going to watch anyways.
Right, exactly. And that's my whole point for doing this podcast, because I co-host another podcast in America, and we do talent out there. But I said I wanted to showcase the Philippine wrestlers here in Southeast Asia. Not Malaysia, not Singapore. I wanted to talk to you guys. Guys here, women here, who wrestled here in the Philippines, and because I've been around you guys, I've been around all the companies that I've here, and I've seen some good things, but I've also seen a lot of things that probably should not go, would not go in America or whatever.
Absolutely not.
But the thing is, I look at it as, you guys need to come together to make it flourish, you know what I mean, in a sense. And hopefully after this pandemic, maybe that can happen, because
probably
we didn't see the mass exiting just now that just happened. And so maybe now, maybe those guys or somebody, on that side will start another promotion. You got WUW, you got NWF, you still got PWR. So there's still some companies here, and then there's some guys that left MWF. You know what I mean? And so, like you said, it all splintered from PWR.
Exactly.
All of it.
Yeah,
You know, it's like
exactly.
when you and Machine came to me and asked me to train, I was like, what's going on? You know, at first I was like, but I thought you guys was over here, you know, and you know, and so we started, you know, you guys started AOWW, and that was a successful one night.
Yeah.
I must say that was
Unfortunately, it was only one night.
Yes.
So
yes. Why do you think that did not go further?
Oh man, I can.
Well,
think, I mean, you were there.
I knew when I walked. I knew why I walked. But you know, it could have still kept going. You know, because you guys were already trained. At least you know you've been trained for 10 months, so you had it all together. I thought you guys were going to continue to go on. You know, but for some reason it didn't.
No, I mean, I can think of a number of reasons, man. I mean, I'm not gonna. I mean, you could write a novel as to why AOW didn't work out, even though it had all the things needed to succeed. But the real issue is, in my opinion, it was a lot of promises and a lot of guarantees that never came to fruition. Yeah, you were there. You know, we were all promised. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I kept telling you, Machine. When I tell you and Machine, I said, don't trust it. I said, don't trust that. I said, we got to do it this way, you know. But yeah, you know, it was a lot of promises, man. And I mean, like,
another reason is, I mean, you bring up myself and Machine. We all had different visions of what the company should have been. You had your vision. I had my vision. Machine had his vision. You know, the guy in charge at the time had his vision. You know what I mean? But and eventually it was all again ego, partly ego.
Right.
You know, partly because I mean, because we wanted to have our vision in, and it became a mesh of a bunch of things that wasn't really either of our visions. And then it still succeeded. You know, because we got a bunch of talented people working on it, a bunch of hard workers, damn great people. Okay, but then when a bunch of promises did not come into fruition, that's when it fell apart. And it just, every single time we felt there was like a glimpse of hope or light. There would be another promise made, it wouldn't happen.
Right.
Promise made, it wouldn't happen. And eventually, people just got fed up of waiting, I guess,
Okay.
Can't blame people. I mean, back then I was quite upset about it, and there are days I still think about, like, man, we could have been something. We should have been something.
Yes.
You know what I mean, man? We should have been something. But it just wasn't meant to be. And in the end, if you think about it, considering how big, because I've got a big ego, I've got a big personality, you've got a big ego, you've got a big personality, everybody in charge had the same thing. Eventually, we would have all collided on a difference of opinion.
Right, exactly.
That's the truth. So in my opinion, the best way to really run a promotion isn't necessarily with a partnership. It's to just have that one guy whose vision that you follow.
That's true.
That's why WWE is doing so well. It's doing so well, regardless. They're making money. Regardless of what you think of the product, regardless as to whether you love what you see on television or whatnot, they are making a shitload of money, and that's because they have one person in charge, one man's vision, right or wrong.
That's right.
That's the way it should be done. Because if you have too many people insisting on their way, not hearing the other one out, sooner or later, nothing is gonna get done.
Right. Exactly. That's true. But I had my issues. I was like, one of my biggest issues was, don't give me the promises, show it to me. And then the night of, we have the show, and then no one gets paid. That just confirmed everything that I've been saying for the past 10 months. And I'm like, for me, I'm ready to kill. I'm ready to fight. I'm ready to, but I can't. And I'm like,
Yeah.
this is not going to happen. You cannot do this. You cannot do this to these young wrestlers that train hard. Only thing I wanted you guys to do, man, and was for make sure that the Warriors had they pay that night, so they would feel good that night.
Yeah.
They could go out, they can drink. I don't care if it was 500 pesos. Give them something so that and so that they can walk away and say, "Wow, they walked away." Even though they walked away with a good heart and a good experience of wrestling in that club, for the first time and on a big show on a big stage. I still think that it left a stain in all of those hearts.
Definitely.
That they didn't get paid. You know what I mean? Because
I just want to clarify something, though. I want to clarify something. What do you call? Because about the wrestlers who did stick around, they got paid what you call 1,000 pesos that night.
Okay.
Just so you know, everybody got most of them got something that night. But I think they just, because again of all these promises and whatnot, a lot of them had high expectations of what they were supposed to be getting or whatnot. You know what I mean? High expectations, and because a lot of stuff was promised, but a lot of stuff was promised, man. It's true. What was promised to us, we and I talked about before. We're like, fuck, man. I know, man. I mean, we could just start small, but okay, fine.
Exactly. That's what I said. I said, just why don't we have it at a small place, And then, we want to go big.
The money for this venue, man. But the thing is, you want to know? I think about to myself every now and then. I'm not saddened that event that it died. Personally,
right.
What saddens me more is I think about all the talent that we had, all the potential we had, and I think about the fact that had we started small, we would still be around. We could have had a ring made. We could have had an show at a decent enough venue. We would have drawn 300 to 400 people, in my opinion.
Easily.
We still drawn it. We drew it that night. We could have drawn it that day, and we would have made, profit out of it, and we would still be ongoing.
Yes.
But a lot of promises were made. A lot of bad decisions were made.
Yeah.
That's really the nicest way I can put it. A lot of bad decisions were made. A lot of promises were broken.
But we learned from it. The Warriors, the wrestlers, they learned from it. They saw it. Unfortunately, and but when the ring truck came and then the ring came out, that's when I knew.
Me too. And you and I were panicking about it. You knew for a fact I was panicking about that ring earlier on, right? I was like, fuck, what if it doesn't go up on time? What if we can't put it up? We don't know what this thing is.
I know. We looked at that shit and we were like, where the fuck did he get this ring from? I could not. That was the worst. That was the worst, man. I swear to God.
We still did it, though. We did it.
Still did it. We pulled that bitch off,
against us. We fucking did it, man. We were running 2 or 3 jobs in that. Without even resting. Not even resting. Okay, not even including the wrestling. But we still fucking did in that shitty ass ring, man.
Yes.
2 hours of delay. 2 hours of fucking delay. We threw out the biggest debut show in the history of PH Wrestling. It was the biggest debut and the fastest closing one. Damn. God damn.
The club owner, the manager, they wanted us out. I mean, quick. They were like, get out of here. Man, that was hilarious.
You know how my night ended, man? I had to physically put that damn thing in the truck myself. Damn it, I remember it so well, and I'm getting a little emotional thinking about it because I'm like, fuck, man, this wasn't the way it was supposed to be, man. Especially when you start loading the damn truck, the damn equipment in the truck. It was, the whole idea was it was supposed to be all hands on deck. Motherfucker, it was not all hands on deck.
Oh, no. Oh, my God. That was crazy. That was crazy. And then on top of that, sad news, sad news. On top of that, Nelson, our colleague, man, one of our good friends, our good guys, he passed away.
Yeah.
And
The
that was
day
just
after. The
yeah,
day
the day
after.
after he was,
The day
yeah.
after.
18, yeah. I was like, oh man. I was like, man, what? I was like, how could this happen? So, we learned from the AOW, and but then WUW started. Now, were
Yeah.
you affiliated with that? Were you instrumental in that also?
No. WW, no,
Okay.
I'm not at all.
WUW. Okay.
I mean,
Okay. I thought you were.
a lot of them were remnants of AOW. You know what I mean? But no, personally, I'm in no way, shape, or form involved.
Okay. But you are in MWF.
Yeah,
Okay. Good. Yeah.
absolutely. Proud to be here. Proud to be there.
And how's that going? How was that going for you before the pandemic? How was your matches in MWF going for you?
I just want to say this. You knew when you met me, I lost a lot of confidence in myself.
Yes.
That it took me a very long time to get back. I mean, even though you kept telling me, "You come on, man, you're doing great. You gotta bring that personality out of you, man." But when you get
Yes.
traumatized the way I did, when you get put in the situation the way I did, it's so hard to get it back, because you're still
Right.
overthinking. You're still
Yes.
thinking about what people say about you, and how people are saying all this shit about you, and nobody wants to hear you out. But the thing is, what I should have realized then is it didn't matter. It shouldn't have mattered because that was then. I should have had my mind focused on what we were doing, and that's
Yes.
another reason, in my opinion, why we died. I was unwilling to take charge. I was unwilling to take charge because I did not have the confidence to lead AOW the way I probably should have.
Right.
I don't regret not being a leader of that company because I wasn't ready. But maybe if I had been focused, maybe if I had the desire, to do something, maybe we'd still be around. Who knows?
Yes. Yeah.
But,
Right.
but it is what it is. We all learned from it, like you said. But when I got to MWF, I was shaken, man. I was like James Bond's martini. Man, I was shaken.
Not stirred. Not stirred, huh?
I wasn't stirred. I was shaken, man. Because the way they told me, and this is fair, I had to go through their system of training, which is fine. Understandable.
Right.
But, the way they do things is very different from the way you do things. That's not bad. Not at all. It's actually very good the way they do. But it's still very different. So I had to kind of what you call them, relearn a little bit. And and Fabs was very patient with me.
Yeah.
A lot of people, he's gonna hate me for saying this, man. Fabs is gonna hate me for saying this. He's gonna kick my ass for saying this. But Fabs was one of my biggest supporters in that company. And he really made it his mission to what you call try to get me accepted in that company. Him along with Veronica, Veronica and William and Tarek, they really worked really hard to get me accepted by the people in that company because I had a reputation. Obviously, good or bad, I had a reputation. And Fabs really tried to guide me through it to just learn the MWF way of doing things, which again isn't bad. It's just very different from the way you talk. And I was struggling a little bit, because I still had no confidence in myself. I was still losing it. But as time went on, I started getting really good at training. I started getting really into what I felt I could do, getting really confident. I started taking up Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I started, it became like a little moment of Zen for me, take up Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I started doing catch wrestling. I started to apply a lot of what you taught me, a lot of what Fabs taught me, and a lot of what I was learning from my coaches in the MMA gym, into this one unique style. And I was experimenting with every match. And then I had something unique ready, man. I'm telling you, man. I had something unique ready that even Fabs was excited, man. You know how good it was? Fabs called me a smart motherfucker. That's how good it was. Fabs is complimenting you. You know you're doing something right.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
man.
good shit.
Yeah, man. He
Yeah.
won't admit it. He won't admit it, but yeah,
He's a good guy. Fab's a
he's a
good guy.
great guy.
Yeah. Everything was good up until the point of
Yeah,
COVID. And then
yeah,
COVID came in.
yeah, exactly.
COVID came in and fucked everything up.
Guess
You
what
know?
year I was about to debut that new, unique style? The fucking pandemic hit. I was like, fuck.
Yeah. Speaking of MWF, we got another viewer, Chelsea Marie. She's a new one. She's a new addition, I think, to
Gorgeous.
MWF.
Chelsea. Love you, Chelsea. Miss you.
Yes.
Damn.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man, that's good shit, you know. And moving forward, I really hope that, like I said, all these factions can come together and really start making something happen, because you're gonna have different companies coming into the Philippines, like wanting to wrestle here,
Yeah.
and so that was already going to happen before the pandemic. And so the thing is, with the Philippine wrestlers, the time is, well, after the pandemic, is to hone your skills so that you can be ready to wrestle some of these characters that's coming in to the Philippines, because it's a different style. It's a different style of wrestling. It's much more stiffer, and so I really want to see you guys blossom.
Um,
You know,
the truth is, because of all these restrictions and and the way things are here, you know how it is. You live here.
yeah, yes,
Very
exactly.
restricted. The best thing, in my opinion, all these guys can do, guys and gals or whatever you like to be identified as, the best thing you can do, everyone in PH Wrestling, get in better shape. Try to get in better shape, improve your look, improve your conditioning as much as you can. Yeah, try to look like, Chili Willy.
Yeah.
Try to look like, Rick Rude if you
Yeah,
can.
no doubt.
You know what I mean? Because there is no way you can better your wrestling skills at this time. It's not
Right.
possible. The
Right.
least you can do is improve in other factors that, in my opinion,
Yes.
matter just as much, if not more, than the actual wrestling. Your look,
Yes.
your personality, your promo, your
Promo, definitely.
damn
Yes.
promo.
Yeah. You can definitely improve that. You can stand in the mirror
Yeah,
all day, every day. You
yeah,
can
man.
you can get on like what I do. You can get on and start your own podcast to help you start speaking better, so that when you get in front of the camera, you can just boom. And that's one thing I liked about you. You had a huge not what's the word, you had your persona when it comes to cutting a promo was like the best for me here in the Philippines. I've never seen no one in the Philippines that can even come close to you when it comes to cutting a promo.
All
Seriously.
right, that's a
No,
big
I mean, all those guys, everyone that I've seen from PWR, from MWF, and from WWUW now, no one that I've seen yet can still hold the mic like you said. So we're classical Brian Leo. So
I
I'll say that till I die, man. You cut the promo, and so they should learn from you. You can even start a seminar. You can do an online seminar with these guys. Hey, doing go here on Zoom, and it's free. And just say, hey, start a class, a seminar class of cutting promos. That's very important, because when you get out there and you're gonna cut a promo, people are hanging on every word you say,
yeah,
and it's like if
yeah.
you like say, oh yeah, tonight,
I'm the best.
I'm the best.
No.
And then even if you
Yeah.
talk to dialogue, it's good. But even if you talk, you still got to keep it going. You can't.
Yeah.
If you're gonna break it up and you're gonna speak English and then Tagalog because you don't understand the English vocab or whatever, at least transition it so that it makes sense and it's fluent. But don't be like, tomorrow night, people go, what the fuck you just said, dude? So those are some of the things that you can start now while we're in a
Yeah.
pandemic,
Yeah.
cutting promos, I was talking to Rosales, Katrina last weekend, and she was saying,
Yeah.
you know, keep her in shape. I said, yeah. Well, what you could do now, you can just do, you can roll, you can do tiger rolls to the bathroom, or tiger rolls to the kitchen, from the living room.
Forget that, man. Doing that.
You know, you can do backwards rolls. You know, turn it. You know, it's something. You got to do something. You know, we were joking, and I was saying, you know, you got to do something. You know.
That reminds me of that time we trained in the damn grass all those years ago, man. We did it for
Hey,
one
that's
day.
yeah. I remember
Yeah,
that.
after that, we both said, "Fuck this, we ain't doing this ever again." Fuck
That
that
was
shit, man.
wasn't that our first training? That was our first
That
training,
was,
wasn't it?
yeah, man. It was. It was. It was funny, man. It was fun. It was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
what do you have in the future, man? What you got coming up? What are your plans?
oh man. You know, I just want to say this: 2020 was a very, you know, was not a bad year for me. It
Right.
really wasn't. You know what I mean? To me, it was a year of restarting. You know what I mean? Because I got to really, because I was at the point where I was really low. You know, I felt really bad. I didn't know what to do. And I had a long conversation with my father about what I was going to do with my future. Okay. And basically, you know, he told me what you've been telling me, you got to learn to be strong enough to move on and
Hmm.
try to, you know, build something for yourself and your family.
Right.
So 2020 was a year of restart. 2021 is a year of rebuild. You know, I'm rebuilding
Okay.
myself, rebuilding my self-confidence, and I'm trying to keep busy. You know, I'm at this point, I'm probably in the best physical shape I've ever been in. You know
Okay.
what I mean? I'm training every day, every other day. I'm what do you call? I'm working on a bunch of things that I couldn't have worked on before. I'm working on an animated show. Okay? I'm
Okay.
writing a graphic novel. I'm
Nice.
yeah, and I'm writing a short film that hopefully I can shoot once this pandemic is. There might be a part
Wow.
for Black Silla. Call him up, man. You'll never know.
There you go. There you go.
You never know. I'm working on a short film that I'm hoping to shoot. And honestly, man, I'm working on a business. You know, my wife and I, we're doing things to earn. You know what I mean? We're doing fine.
Yes.
You know, we're
Right.
in a much better place in life right now. We're in a new house. You know what I mean? And I'm
Nice.
really
Good.
enjoying seeing my little boy become a little big man. You know what I
Yes.
mean? He's 6,
Definitely.
more handsome than I am. You know what I mean? He's smarter than I am. You know, and
Mm,
he's gonna
nice.
be a damn great engineer one day. Maybe,
Nice.
hopefully, not a pro wrestler, but if he does, you know, he's better. He'll probably be better, more athletic than me.
Nice, nice. So where can people find you on it? Where can people find you on social media? Where can they
Social
find
media. You can look me up on Facebook, Classical Bryan Leo on Facebook. You know, I'm not there that often, but I'm trying to come back to it every now and then. You know, just to see what the kids are doing nowadays. I'm still in my 20s,
Right.
but I'm a kid. You know what I
Oh my
mean?
God. Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Uh
I'm still in my 20s, guys. I'm not old. I just look old. But,
huh.
but you know, and like I said, you can find me on Facebook. You know, and that's about it. I don't really delve too much into social media. But you know,
Okay.
maybe someday you might see me do something on YouTube. You know, I've gotten into cooking lately. You might see
Nice.
Chef CBL one day on YouTube or
Nice.
something. You know,
You
something I'm
should.
really forward to.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, man, I'm a
Yeah.
damn good chef, man. If Gordon Ramsay saw my shit, he'd say it was shit.
Nice. Good stuff. No doubt. So, okay. Well, thank you, man. I'm gonna wrap this up, man. I really appreciate you coming on. Classical Brian Leo. You know,
Thank you.
you said, man, what a great story. Some things I didn't know, and you clarified some things. So I really appreciate it, man. And I wish you well, you and your family. I hope to see you guys soon. Before you leave, you gotta give the Chili Willy podcast a quick shout out.
All right, guys. I just want to say this is Classical Brian Leo. You are listening to the Killy Willy podcast. Keep listening. It is for your own good.
Wow, that's my man, Bryan. Yes, 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 yes. I love it, man. Thank you, man. You be good, Bella.
Let's
Take
do this
care.
again sometime. Thank you.
Yes, definitely. Let's do that. Take
Yes.
care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.